Washington, a shocking transformation has taken place. The East Wing of the White House, a section that once embodied over a century of history and tradition, now stands no more. By the evening of October 23, demolition crews had completed their work. The once elegant structure, which had stood since 1902, was reduced to rubble in less than 4 days. It began quietly on the 20th. Heavy machinery arrived before dawn, and soon the hum of engines and the clang of metal filled the air around Pennsylvania Avenue. Passers-by watched in disbelief as fences went up and the familiar facade began to vanish piece by piece. President Donald Trump had made his intentions known months earlier. In July, he declared plans to build a new, grand ballroom, a place, he said, that would reflect the elegance and power of American celebrations. Initially, officials emphasized that the project would not affect existing structures. But as the days passed, those assurances evaporated. The East Wing had long been more than brick and mortar. It housed the offices of first ladies for generations. It served as the welcoming entrance for millions of visitors who came to see the people's house. It was where school groups took their first photographs, where heads of state were greeted, and where countless memories were made. For over a century, it stood as a bridge between the personal and political sides of the presidency. The rooms inside bore the soft glow of chandeliers and the creak of old wood floors. Now, only dust and broken stone remain. NPR reported that the structure, originally designed in 1902 and renovated in 1942, had endured wars, crises, and countless administrations. Few imagined that its end would come not through decay or disaster, but through deliberate demolition. Inside the White House, the mood is divided. Some aides call the move visionary, a bold reimagining of a national symbol. Others whisper that it's reckless, unnecessary, even disrespectful to history. The president, however, remains unapologetic. Speaking to reporters earlier this month, he said, "We need a ballroom worthy of America. When it rains, it shouldn't ruin a great event. This will be the best ballroom in the world. No leaks, no problems, pure class." It was not the first time he had criticized the limitations of the old building. Past administrations, constrained by tradition and preservation laws, had refrained from large-scale modifications. Trump's decision, therefore, marks a dramatic break from precedent. As debris trucks rolled away from the site, onlookers could see the exposed foundations, a ghostly reminder of what once was. Some tourists stood silently at the security barriers, taking photos of the empty space where the East Wing once stood. The shockwaves extended beyond Washington. Preservationists decried the loss, calling it an erasure of history. The National Trust for Historic Preservation expressed deep sadness, urging that future construction respect the dignity of the White House's heritage. Architects, too, expressed disbelief. The East Wing was not just an architectural component, said one expert. It balanced the composition of the White House complex. Without it, the building feels lopsided, incomplete. But the Trump administration insists the project will enhance, not harm, the estate. Preliminary models of the planned ballroom show a glittering, column-lined hall capable of hosting more than 1,000 guests. According to early designs, the new hall will feature gold-trimmed ceilings, marble floors, and state-of-the-art lighting. The president has described it as a masterpiece that will make America proud. Yet questions remain about cost, about oversight, and about symbolism. Critics argue that in a time of political division and economic strain, such extravagance sends the wrong message. While Americans struggle, the president builds himself a ballroom, one commentator wrote in the Washington Post. Still, construction crews are wasting no time. Sources close to the project suggest that the foundation for the new ballroom could be poured as early as next week. The speed of the demolition stunned even insiders. "It's like watching history vanish in fast forward," said a former White House staffer. Neighbors in nearby Lafayette Square reported hearing the low rumble of machinery day and night. "At first we thought it was routine maintenance," said one local resident. "Then suddenly, it was gone." Security around the site has been tightened. Drone footage is prohibited, and the perimeter remains sealed under the supervision of Secret Service agents. Inside the West Wing, discussions reportedly continue about how the loss of office space will affect daily operations. Temporary offices have been set up in nearby federal buildings. First Lady Melania Trump's former office space is among those lost in the demolition. A spokesperson said she was aware of the changes, but declined further comment. Among historians, the sense of loss runs deep. The East Wing was part of the American story, said historian Linda Caldwell. To erase it in 4 days is to erase a century of continuity. Online, reactions range from disbelief to outrage. Hashtags like hashtag Save the East Wing and hashtag White House history began trending shortly after the news broke. Yet supporters argue that progress requires change. The White House has evolved before, said a Trump ally. This is just another chapter, one that will shine even brighter. As plans move forward, the administration promises transparency. Officials say the new ballroom will be open for public events, including charity galas and state dinners. The president has hinted that the inauguration of the new hall could coincide with a major diplomatic event next summer. "We'll invite everyone," he said. "It's going to be beautiful." Financial details remain unclear. Estimates vary from $80 million to over $200 million, depending on final design choices and security adaptations. Congressional leaders have requested a briefing on funding sources and potential oversight mechanisms. Despite the controversy, construction continues at full speed. Cranes rise above the South Lawn skyline, marking a rare and irreversible change in the Capitol's most iconic address. The National Park Service, which maintains oversight of certain White House grounds, has expressed concerns about long-term historical integrity. In the coming months, scaffolding will climb skyward. Marble panels, flown in from